able to have this giant industry. Having said that, unless we figured out how to do it, we wouldn't be able to either. So what this is the lonely penguin. And the lonely penguin is a viral technique. And so what the things in social games we learned is how to convince other people to invite their friends to do something, whatever it is. And one of the incentives we use in social games, and this was actually invented at Zynga, was to use their kind of love of animals and kind of empathy to convince them to actually play our games. So I would post this to my newsfeed and say, friends, please help my poor little penguin. And you, of course, being nice people, would click through and help the penguin. Do you get any benefit from the game? No. It's just a picture that you're helping out because it has nice sad eyes. Turns out that's really effective. And in fact, it's probably the most effective technique across all social gaming for a good 9 months. Just this one particular thing. It drove more usage than any other technique in social games. And then, really quickly, the other success or reason that social games were successful is they adopted the virtual goods model, which was invented in Asia, particularly Korea and China. Huge, been around for almost a decade. Until social games, the West did not use virtual goods in any meaningful way. Social games kind of took that and made it huge, and now everybody in Silicon Valley is going, oh, I gotta do virtual goods, I gotta do virtual currency. But that all started here. So this is what I see in 3 years. I think that Asian companies are gonna dominate social games, and my prediction is this. 3 out of the top 5 social games companies in the world by the end of the year, or within a year, will be Asian. Either Asian-based or acquired by an Asian company or controlled by an Asian company. 3 out of 5. I think that Zynga will still be up there, if not the top, then in the top 2. And I think EA will be the other one, but the rest will be all Asian. And I would happily have that debate on the panel, you guys. So, I'm gonna skip this. But by the way, there is over 80 farm games or farm gaming types on Facebook. Again, farm games were invented in Asia, not in the West. I had like 2 minutes left, so I'm just going to skip through this. One of the things that in the West we have is that Facebook's the only social network that matters, and it's wrong. There's Mixi, RenRen, Cyworld. These are all based here in Korea, in China, in Russia, in Japan. These are markets that Facebook hasn't penetrated yet, and Western developers, we don't really look at these yet. What we find is that people based in Asia get access to those social networks first, innovate, and then take their games over and bring them to Facebook. So again, innovation happens here, not the other way around. And in fact, because I think the opportunity space is going to grow, these things are going to grow faster than Facebook now. Facebook's had its growth spurt. I think these are going to grow faster now. And it's going to be the Asian developers that are going to take advantage of that, while the West sits on Facebook and just does what it does, which is, takes Asian innovations and makes them westernized. Kind of like, actually, this one. So this is Happy Farm, and this is Barn Buddy. So at least they moved the house, but otherwise it's pretty much the same game. Let's see, moving fast. And back here is this wonderful guy, he's a penguin. He's the representative of Tencent. Tencent really hasn't moved into social games. Tencent is probably the biggest online company in the world. I think their market cap is like $40 billion. And they're kind of waiting there in the corner, waiting to see what's going to happen, and then they're going to pounce and they're going to eat everybody else up. So we'll see when that happens. I think that's going to be a huge effect, and people who have relationships with Tencent and based in Asia will have a huge advantage from that, like Rex. All right, let's see. And this is really quickly, I thought this was crazy. The difference in cost structure between Asia and the United States. That's how much it costs for a Flash developer in Silicon Valley. $120,000 a year. Zaki, how much is a Flash developer in the Asian region?
Singapore, about maybe $4 grand a month.
$4 grand a month.
In India, less than 1 grand.
What's less than 1 grand? So we got 12 grand and 48 grand. India and Singapore. In Silicon Valley, it's 120,000. I mean, where's the competitive advantage? I mean, like, that's crazy. And what can you do with those extra dollars you save? Market. So you can spend on advertising. So you can outmarket the Western companies by having a lower cost structure. It's kind of amazing. So there's my takeaway for you. I mean, you can make tons of money. You can make more than most executives, actually, if you know Flash. But the other thing is, if you want to start a company, just don't do it in San Francisco. I'm going to skip through this really quickly. In a couple minutes, whatever. So there's this game called Hulai Hotel, and it was made in Asia, and it came over to Facebook, and guess what happened? It didn't know what it was doing and got 100 users. It had more than that, but it ended up with 100 users. Meanwhile, Playfish, which is an EA company now, copied it, and they have 2.4 million users. It's the same essential game, except with slightly different polish. And so the way that you avoid having that happen is you need to have a really good partner in the West. You need to be like a company called Riku. Now, Riku is a company by a friend of mine named Patrick Liu. It's based in China, and what he's done is he's found good partners in every region, including one of his partners is actually, again, my friend Rex, who helped bring him to Facebook. And he's also on Vkontakte with a local Russian partner, also on Mixi, using kind of local help to make sure that he's there first and they're right. So that's what I would encourage anybody to do. I know you guys are social game developers, so this applies to any product, right? You all have the opportunity to take products from your existing market and localize them fast and take advantage of the opportunities, and people don't do it, and you need to. And then my other prediction is this. Facebook will no longer be the top platform for social games, and I think I'm going to leave that to the panel to debate. So there you go, that's it. I hope that was helpful and informative.